Hey guys, I'm Jess, your binge eating and emotional eating coach, and today is my first day on Facebook Live like this. It's a little bit of a stretch, but hey, that's what growth is all about, right? So we're doing it. Today is all about talking to yourself. So why would I tell you to talk to yourself? It's because of your deep-rooted beliefs. We all have very deep-rooted beliefs, and I've talked about this over and over and over again, that a belief is a thought that you think continuously, or it is a series of events that you make to mean the same things over and over again, because that is what you are telling yourself is true continuously. For example, if you never win at the sports game, you may be telling yourself over and over again, I'm a loser, or I will never be number one, or I will never win. And then that translates over into your life and work, where maybe you want to go for that job, or you want to go for that girl, or you want to go for that opportunity, and you are convinced that you are never going to achieve it anyway, so you don't go for it. So this is where our deep-rooted beliefs come into our lives on a regular basis. And I'm saying talk to yourself because this really does work, where if you start telling yourself a different story, if you start telling yourself something that you are actually growing into, that can be a total game changer. You got to do it consistently, and you definitely want to do it every day, regularly. As soon as you notice old beliefs and old habits coming through, that's when you want to start telling yourself what you are growing into. So for example, I will share with you something from me. I, for a long time, believed that my body was ugly, that it was completely unacceptable or it would be completely unacceptable for the kind of guy who I wanted to be with. And because my body wasn't good enough, that made me not good enough. So this is like kind of a double story that I'm telling myself at this point. And so now I'm not good enough for the kind of relationship that I want, and then I grow into an adolescent and an adult believing that that I'm just not good enough to have the kind of relationship that I want. Sad, right? It's pretty sad. So I've been doing a lot of self-development. I've done a lot of personal growth. And what I've realized is that, with my connection with emotional eating, I would emotionally eat because, my body was the way it was anyway. Nothing would change. That was my belief as well. And I was never going to be good enough anyway, belief. So I may as well eat because that's the only comfort, the only solace that I will get. And look at how not true that is today, right? I'm so not attached to those stories anymore. But one way to get over that is to do what we call mirror work. You don't have to do this in the mirror, but doing it in the mirror is very effective because you get to look at yourself in the eye and tell yourself who you're growing into, right? So you have to say, I am, and then say whatever the affirmation is. So you could say, I am worthy, I am worthy, I am worthy, many times in the mirror. You could say, I am confident, I am special, I am a man, I am a woman, instead of feeling like young and incapable. I am capable, I am beautiful, my voice is worthy of being heard, my voice is important in my community, I am important. So saying all these things to yourself, you can maybe be in the car and continue to say them to yourself. You can be doing other things. You could be eating. You could be having a conversation, even in the middle of the conversation, be telling yourself, to step out of fear, to step out of that old way of being and show up differently, right? So you could be in a conversation telling yourself, I am connected. I am connected. It reminds you to stay connected to that person. And then you get to be this like whole other being who's actually connected, instead of busy thinking about how unworthy and unimportant you are, and then ultimately making that person feel like you never even heard them. So I hope that this helps. And I do want to share one more little anecdote. Somebody who I'm working with, a client of mine, one of her beliefs is that, and I'm sure that you probably resonate with this, one of her beliefs is that she is so deeply rooted in her ways of being that that she doesn't believe that she can change, that she doesn't believe that anything can be different, because she has done XYZ things in the past, and everything always comes back to the way it was before she made those changes. So there's this deeper belief that she has that she is rooted in her old ways. Okay, so if she keeps telling herself that, she's gonna stay in her old ways, right? So whatever you keep telling yourself, you get to be right. you totally get to be right, because that's how it's going to come out. That's how it's going to come through from your subconscious into your ways of being. So again, I hope this helps. Please go talk to yourself. And it would be very appreciated and helpful if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just look for my name in YouTube, or you can find the link on this, this fan page. And I will see you soon. Thank you so much for watching.